Hey everyone, so I'm going to teach you how to make linked rubber bands. So rubber bands that are linked together. And this is not a magic trick, okay? This is actually like science or a puzzle kind of thing, okay? And what you end up with is you're going to need a pair of scissors, either something like this, like a small sharp pair of scissors. I'm gonna try these ones here. But anyway, so you're gonna end up making some special cuts into a rubber band, and one cut is gonna go all the way around the circumference, okay? And there's two other special cuts. One makes kind of a 180, and then the other one makes a 360. So that by the time you cut the circumference of the band and with the special 360 cut, then you end up with the other half of this band linked inside here. Okay, so you end up one inside the other. So there's absolutely no ends, no glue involved at all. It's literally one band stuck inside the other. So, what you need is a special, like, it's not really a special kind of rubber band, but you need to look for something that has a wall thickness. Okay, so I don't mean this edge here. I don't mean here or the inside. I mean whatever this thicker edge part is, okay? So like the wall side, okay? So you need to find rubber bands that have kind of a thick wall to it on the edge. And then to begin with, man, this is going to be hard. I hope it works. You fold it in half, kind of cut a little notch. Shoot. I'm going to need to move my head without needing, or without moving the elastic out of view. So I'm going to make a little cut right here, all right? I'll just point it out to you. I'll fold this over, make a cut right there, like a small little cut, okay? This pair here, okay. Something real tiny, all right? You probably can't see it. There's a little slit right there. Yeah, you can see it. I can see it. Just gotta focus a little bit better. Come on, focus. Anyways, I'm gonna stick the end of the scissors through here, okay? So you can see that I made a cut in between on so there's one side of the band there, the other side of the band right here, okay? Now I'm gonna leave a little bit of a gap in front here and then do the same thing. Fold this over and try not to join those cuts, okay? So I'm gonna try to leave a gap. I don't think that's cutting. There. Yeah, it looks like it worked. So you can see in front here where my pointer finger is, there's a slit, and then there's a little bit of a gap, and then another slit. Okay. So you find your first slit, okay? Now there's going to be a gap in between there, a little space, and then another slit in front of this blade, okay? And what you want to do is you're going to insert the top blade. So insert the bottom blade into the bottom gap, or the bottom slit. Insert the top blade into the top slit, but you want to twist it first. So give it a 180. And there we go. Okay. So right now, I've got the bottom blade into the bottom slit. There's a gap in between. There we go. You can see it a lot better here. A gap in between, and then this is the top blade. So the top blade here, okay? Now with this gap in between, see how you got this figure 8 kind of thing going on? And you want to squeeze that together on the sides. Careful you don't cut yourself. And then squeeze the, and then it's going to make like an angled cut where that twist is, okay? Now, I'm just going to squeeze on both ends here. You're not going to really see it happen, I don't think. If I stretch this out, I'm going to stretch it. So that's going to help too. Okay, I'm going to stretch that down to the thicker part of the scissors. I'm going to pinch on here, try not to cut myself, and squeeze the scissors and make an angled cut between that between that gap where the where there's still some rubber band bulk right there. Okay, so here we go. Wish me luck, because you don't want to cut through the sides at all. You want to cut through the center. Insert the bottom blade there, give it a twist, insert the top blade, slide it down. Now this spot in between needs to be just divided in two. So I'm going to slide it all the way to the bulk of the scissors here. See that? I think this is going to work. I hope. Just squeeze on either side and cut. There we go. So now I've got one half of the rubber band on this side, half of the other half on that side, and there's a twist in between there, okay? So now if I were to cut all the way, this is like a Mobius strip, they call it. So if I were to cut all the way around the circumference, I would end up with, I'm pretty sure, a bigger strip of rubber band, okay? But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did on the other side. And I'm going to cut one notch here. Leave a gap. There. Okay. We're getting there, people. I know this is a time-consuming and boring video right now. There we go. All right. So I've got the bottom slit here with the bottom blade, top slit through the top blade, and a twist in between. And now I've got to work the bulk of this down to this half of the blade. squeeze with my fingers, and did it work? Yes, it worked. Okay. So I've got a cut here, cut there, like a piece of the band here, a piece of the band there, and slit down the center, okay? So now, if you look at this, you got this piece overlapping that piece. It's not going to be a real pretty looking rubber band, but it's going to be two halves, one inside the other, okay? I'm sitting on my leg right now and I'm losing feeling in my leg, but if I move my leg, or sorry, losing feeling in my ankle to be more specific, but if I move, then I'm going to drop the camera, so I'm almost done. Here, let's see. Get through there. All right. So now I got to cut all the way around the circumference up to where the next cut is and then finish that, okay? So be careful not to cut through the edges. Oh man, I'm gonna move. Okay, let me tip the camera just a bit. There we go, helps. All right, so that's gonna go, I'm gonna keep going this way in this direction. On this side of the band. See that? That's where the other tip comes through, okay? The other side of my scissors. So I'm gonna connect, or keep cutting. Try not to cut the edges. Come on. There you go. Now I gotta continue from this point. Keep going around the circumference. I'm just going real slow, as you can tell, because I don't want to cut through. Ooh, we see that? I don't want to cut through that edge. I'm gonna keep the scissors nice and straight. Originally, I was using some rubber bands from Walmart, and they seemed to work better. I think they were like mainstays or something. I think it said on it. Oh, I'm almost done. So watch this. All right, here you go. Rubber bands that are linked together. So I've ended up with one half inside the other half. They look kind of rough looking, but yeah, it's a impossible object. That's what they call an impossible object. So yeah, there's no ends to it at all. And if I move it up here, move the camera up here, wonder if how strong it is, if I can stretch that. Because these are the weak points here where those sideways cuts were. So maybe if I stretch on this one, this one looks stronger. So if I stretch that, see, it still doesn't break. And you can just tell by, because that's like, you can tell by, like, that's half the thickness that the rest of the band is. So those are the weak points. Okay, so you might want to keep those on either side of your fingers and just go like that. You can maybe use this for a magic trick, but you wouldn't really want anyone to look at it too closely because it looks kind of rough and you can tell someone's cut it. But yeah, there you go. That's how to make actual for real linked rubber bands.